Right now, 5 metallic objects the size of school buses are flying in perfect formation around an alien comet hurtling toward Earth. They're maintaining a geometric pattern so precise it would make our best military satellites look like toys. And NASA is quietly freaking out. These aren't asteroids, they're not space debris. They're made of materials that don't exist anywhere in the natural universe, broadcasting mathematical signals that prove they understand physics better than we do. The formation is so perfect, so deliberate, that even the Pentagon's top analysts are using one word to describe it: escort mission. The thing nobody tells you is that we're watching the most sophisticated military operation in human history. And we're not the ones running it. But this is just the beginning. What NASA discovered 3 weeks ago makes this formation look like child's play. And what's approaching Earth in December might change everything we thought we knew about our place in the universe. On August 15, 2025, the James Webb Space Telescope captured something that should have been impossible. A lead NASA astronomer was conducting routine observations of 3 I/ATLAS, that mysterious interstellar comet already defying every rule we know about space rocks, when 5 distinct objects appeared in the frame. At first, scientists thought it was instrument error. Multiple calibration tests were run. Different observation teams verified the data. But as the images sharpened over 3 days of continuous monitoring, there was no denying what they were seeing. 5 metallic objects arranged in a perfect pentagon, each positioned exactly 50,000 kilometers from Atlas. That's roughly 3 times the distance from Earth to our moon, precise to within a few meters. Here's what makes this terrifying. Atlas is moving at 130,000 miles per hour. That's fast enough to circle our entire planet 5 times in a single minute. Yet these escort objects maintain their formation with mathematical perfection, adjusting for gravitational pulls from Jupiter and Saturn in real time. The computational requirements are staggering. Our most advanced supercomputers would need several minutes to calculate the trajectory adjustments these objects make instantaneously. If Earth's most advanced satellites are like bicycles, these objects are operating like Formula One race cars on autopilot. But the real shock came when scientists analyzed what these objects are made of. And that's where this story takes a turn into territory that frankly terrifies even seasoned astrophysicists. Spectroscopic analysis revealed something that broke every law of astrophysics. The escorts are composed of a titanium-vanadium alloy in perfect 60-40 ratio. This specific combination has never been found naturally occurring anywhere in the universe. Not in meteorites, not in asteroids, not even in the cores of dead stars. A materials scientist at MIT explained the problem. In nature, titanium and vanadium form under completely different conditions. Titanium crystallizes at 1,668 degrees Celsius under specific pressure conditions. Vanadium requires 1,910 degrees and completely different atmospheric composition. Getting them to bond in this precise ratio requires controlled atmospheric pressure, exact temperature gradients, and industrial-grade refinement processes that take months to complete. It's like finding a smartphone in a meteor crater. Each object has a mirror-like surface that reflects 97.3% of all light that hits it. For comparison, the best mirrors our laboratories can produce hit 95% reflection on a good day, and that's in controlled cleanroom environments. These objects are polished to a degree that surpasses human engineering by decades while traveling through the debris-filled vacuum of space. But here's what really sent shockwaves through the materials science community. The surface shows no signs of wear, no micrometeorite impacts, no cosmic ray damage. After potentially millions of years traveling through interstellar space, these objects look like they were manufactured yesterday. The electromagnetic signature makes it even more disturbing. Every 11.2 seconds, each object emits a pulse pattern containing mathematical constants. Pi, calculated to 847 decimal places, the golden ratio, prime number sequences up to 2311, and what appears to be solutions to mathematical theorems humanity hasn't even discovered yet. Think about this. These signals travel at light speed. For all 5 objects to pulse in perfect synchronization across 300,000 kilometers of space requires communication systems that make our quantum internet look like smoke signals. When Pentagon analysts reviewed the classified data, their assessment was immediate and chilling. A senior defense official who spoke on condition of anonymity said, "If I observed this formation pattern around any Earth-based aircraft or naval vessel, I would classify it as hostile surveillance with protective overwatch. This is military-grade operational planning. The pattern isn't random, it's defensive, and it follows protocols that our own military uses for high-value asset protection." Researchers have observed the escorts actively repositioning to shield ATLAS from micrometeorite impacts. They deflect charged particles from solar wind using focused electromagnetic fields. When space debris approaches the formation, the escorts move to intercept, like bodyguards protecting a VIP. But the defensive capabilities go far beyond simple shielding. Advanced radar analysis reveals that each escort generates an electromagnetic field strong enough to deflect objects up to 500 meters in diameter. That's the equivalent of stopping a small asteroid cold. The energy requirements for this kind of field generation would drain our entire International Space Station's power systems in under 3 minutes. These objects maintain these fields continuously while performing complex orbital mechanics at impossible speeds. Military space surveillance networks have also detected something else. The escorts are scanning everything. Radio telescopes across 6 continents have picked up directed energy beams sweeping across Earth's surface, satellite networks, and deep space installations. These aren't random emissions, they're systematic intelligence gathering operations. A former Air Force space surveillance director described what they're seeing. The scanning patterns match Soviet reconnaissance protocols from the 1960s, but with precision and scope that makes our best spy satellites look like toys from the Stone Age. They're mapping our defensive capabilities, our technology levels, and our response patterns. This is military intelligence gathering at a scale we've never witnessed. The implications are staggering. Someone or something considers Atlas valuable enough to assign it a 5-ship escort through our solar system. This isn't exploration. It's a protected mission with military-grade security. This isn't the first time. When Oumuamua visited our solar system in 2017, it exhibited impossible acceleration patterns that stumped scientists worldwide. It sped up as it moved away from the sun without any visible outgassing or comet tail. A Harvard astrophysicist suggested it might be alien technology, a claim that sparked global debate and academic controversy. The object was cigar-shaped, roughly 400 meters long and 40 meters wide, tumbling end over end as it raced through our solar system. Its surface reflected light in ways that suggested metal composition, and its trajectory was so unusual that NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory had to create entirely new tracking protocols. Now, with advanced analysis techniques, researchers have gone back through archived radar data from 2017. What they found is disturbing, faint signatures suggesting Oumuamua had similar escort objects, too small or distant to detect, with 2017 technology. 3 separate radio telescope arrays have confirmed weak but consistent electromagnetic signals from Oumuamua's trajectory path, signals that match the mathematical patterns now being broadcast by the ATLAS escorts. The conclusion is unavoidable. Oumuamua wasn't alone either. 2 interstellar visitors in 8 years, both with impossible properties, both potentially escorted by artificial objects. The mathematical probability of this being coincidence? Roughly 1 in 847 billion. Those are odds that would make lottery officials suspicious. But here's what really concerns astronomers. If advanced civilizations are sending regular reconnaissance missions to our solar system, why now? What changed about Earth or our technology level that warranted systematic surveillance? During the Cold War, both superpowers developed classified protocols for exactly this scenario, detecting and responding to superior surveillance technology. Those protocols assumed the technology would come from rival Earth nations, not from beyond our solar system. Those same protocols are now being activated for the first time in 40 years. A former CIA director speaking at a closed congressional hearing put it bluntly. If a foreign nation demonstrated this level of technological superiority over our military assets, it would constitute an immediate existential threat. The fact that this technology originates from outside our solar system doesn't make it less concerning, it makes it infinitely more so. Perhaps most unsettling of all, the escorts are trying to talk to us. And they're doing it in ways that prove they understand not just mathematics, but human psychology and communication patterns. When radio telescopes at the upgraded Arecibo facility transmitted prime number sequences toward the formation, something extraordinary happened. Within exactly 47 minutes, the time it takes radio waves to travel to Atlas and back at light speed, the escort signals changed. The objects weren't just acknowledging Earth transmissions, they were completing mathematical theorems, solving equations we sent as partial sequences, and responding with increasingly complex mathematical proofs. A SETI cryptographer working on the project described the breakthrough. We sent them the first 10 digits of pi. They responded with the next 1,000 digits, calculated to precision we can't even verify with our computers. We transmitted a basic geometric proof. They sent back solutions to mathematical problems our best mathematicians haven't solved yet. The intelligence behind this isn't just superior, it's actively teaching us. But here's where it gets truly disturbing. The mathematical responses aren't random academic exercises. They're specifically designed to demonstrate capabilities in physics, engineering, and computational power that are centuries beyond our current understanding. Some responses include molecular diagrams for materials with properties we can barely imagine, substances that could store energy at densities 400 times greater than our best batteries, alloys that remain stable at temperatures approaching absolute zero while conducting electricity with zero resistance, and structural materials that could theoretically support buildings thousands of kilometers tall. The energy storage systems they've transmitted blueprints for could power entire cities for decades using containers no larger than shipping containers. The propulsion concepts they've shared make our most advanced rocket engines look like stone tools, theoretical drives that could accelerate spacecraft to significant fractions of light speed. But perhaps most unsettling are the biological diagrams. Complex molecular structures that appear to be genetic modification templates, cellular repair mechanisms that could theoretically extend human lifespan indefinitely, and what appear to be terraforming protocols for converting hostile planetary environments into Earth-like conditions. It's as if they're saying, "We know you're watching. Here's a fraction of what we can do. Here's what you could become. Now consider whether you want to remain at your current level or join something much larger." The communication pattern has evolved over 3 months. Initial responses were simple mathematical confirmations. Current transmissions include complex philosophical concepts encoded in mathematical relationships, historical references to Earth events that suggest long-term observation of human civilization, and what cryptographers believe are instruction manuals for technologies we haven't invented yet. The discovery has triggered a classified space race that makes the Apollo program look like a science fair project. NASA, the European Space Agency, China's space program, and Russia's Roscosmos are all independently tracking Atlas and its escorts using every available satellite and deep space telescope. Intelligence sources report that China has repositioned 3 military satellites to maintain constant observation of the formation and has launched 2 additional communication satellites that are actually deep space surveillance platforms equipped with quantum communication arrays. Russia has quietly activated the Cosmos series defense satellites that officially don't exist, and European space agencies have coordinated their radio telescope networks into a continent-spanning surveillance system. The Pentagon has activated Space Force assets including classified orbital platforms and deep space monitoring stations that were previously restricted to nuclear threat assessment. Military space surveillance networks now track the Atlas formation with the same priority given to incoming ballistic missiles. Each nation is racing to decode the mathematical transmissions, hoping to gain technological advantages that could shift global power balances for centuries. The fear isn't just about alien contact, it's about which Earth nation gets access to advanced technology first. A former NSA analyst explained the stakes. Whoever successfully communicates with these objects first gains access to technology that could make current military capabilities obsolete overnight. We're talking about energy systems that could power entire nations, manufacturing processes that could eliminate scarcity, and transportation technology that could make intercontinental travel take minutes instead of hours. This isn't just about science. This is about survival in a suddenly very different universe. Underground facilities at Cheyenne Mountain, America's nuclear command center, are tracking the objects 24/7 with dedicated teams monitoring every electromagnetic pulse, trajectory change, and communication attempt. Similar installations in Russia's Yamantau Mountain and China's underground command centers are doing the same. For the first time since the Cold War, all three superpowers are preparing for an existential technology gap. But this time, the superior technology isn't coming from a rival Earth nation. It's coming from civilizations that may have been traveling between stars longer than complex life has existed on Earth. As Atlas approaches its closest point to Earth in December 2025, the formation is changing in ways that have NASA administrators working around the clock. The perfect pentagon is slowly expanding, with each escort moving farther from the comet in what analysts describe as a transition from protection formation to deployment configuration. Recent trajectory calculations reveal something that has every space agency on the planet losing sleep. The formation will pass within 2.3 million miles of Earth, close enough for detailed scanning of our planet, our technology, our population centers, and our defensive capabilities. For comparison, that's less than 10 times the distance to our moon, which in astronomical terms is practically next door. But there's something even more concerning. The electromagnetic pulses from the escorts are increasing in frequency and complexity. Instead of the original 11.2-second intervals, they're now broadcasting every 8.7 seconds and accelerating. The mathematical content has also evolved from simple constants to what appears to be countdown sequences and coordinate systems. Military space surveillance networks have detected additional objects in deep space, too faint to analyze in detail, but following similar trajectories toward our solar system. Infrared telescopes have identified at least 12 additional heat signatures on intercept courses with Earth's orbital path, all maintaining formation patterns similar to the ATLAS escorts. If Atlas and its escorts are an advanced team, we may be seeing the beginning of something much larger. Long-range radio telescopes have picked up systematic signals from the direction of Proxima Centauri, Alpha Centauri, and Wolf 359, all nearby star systems that could theoretically support the kind of advanced civilization capable of this technology. The timeline is becoming clear. December 2025 appears to be when humanity either makes contact with an advanced alien civilization or discovers we're being systematically evaluated by intelligences whose intentions remain completely unknown. A senior NASA administrator, speaking anonymously, revealed the agency's greatest fear. We're not just being observed anymore. We're being evaluated according to criteria we don't understand, using standards we can't meet, by intelligences with capabilities that could reshape our reality overnight. And we have no idea what happens if we fail their assessment. Recent developments suggest the evaluation may already be underway. The mathematical transmissions now include what cryptographers believe are test problems, challenges designed to measure human mathematical, technological, and possibly even social development levels. Some of the transmitted problems require solution methods that don't exist in current human mathematics. Others seem designed to test our understanding of physics concepts we've barely discovered. A few appear to be evaluating our capacity for cooperation by requiring solutions that would need global coordination to achieve. The metallic escorts around 3I/ATLAS represent either humanity's greatest opportunity or our final exam before joining a galactic community we never knew existed. The precision, the materials, the coordination, the responsive communication, and the systematic evaluation all point to technology that could reshape our understanding of physics, biology, and our place in the universe. But technology this advanced comes with implications we're barely beginning to comprehend. If these objects and their controllers wanted to eliminate human civilization, our entire nuclear arsenal would be useless against capabilities that can manipulate matter at the molecular level and generate electromagnetic fields that could disable every electronic device on Earth simultaneously. Conversely, if they wanted to help us leap centuries ahead in development, they apparently have the knowledge to solve every major challenge facing humanity. Unlimited clean energy, interstellar transportation, life extension, terraforming, and technologies we can't even imagine. The question isn't whether we're alone in the universe anymore. That question was answered the moment 5 artificial objects took up escort positions around an interstellar visitor. The questions now are far more profound. What does the intelligence behind these objects want from us? Are we being invited to join something larger, or are we being evaluated for continued existence? And perhaps most importantly, are we prepared for either outcome? A Harvard astrophysicist, the same one who first suggested Oumuamua might be artificial, offered humanity's starkest choice. We stand at the threshold of either joining a galactic community that's been watching us develop for possibly thousands of years, or discovering we're not advanced enough to survive first contact with civilizations that have been traveling between stars since before our species existed. Based on what we're observing, that decision may not be ours to make. As the formation continues its synchronized approach toward Earth, every major government on the planet is quietly preparing for scenarios that were science fiction just months ago. First contact protocols are being updated, technology assessment procedures are being developed, and yes, defense strategies are being formulated against capabilities we can't begin to match. The escorts are watching, the countdown continues. December 2025 approaches, and humanity is about to discover where we truly stand in the cosmic order. The next 4 months may determine whether human civilization joins a galactic community or remains isolated on a small planet, unaware that the universe has been watching and waiting for us to prove we're ready for what comes next.